Hi, in this video, I'll be doing a feature demonstration on CloudAz Policy Validator. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use and configure the Policy Validator. The Policy Validator is a tool that allows users to send mock requests to the Policy Controller (PDP) to automate validation checks, ensuring consistent policy enforcement. Users can design test cases that simulate requests from any policy enforcement point. This tool can be used for test-driven policy development, where test cases can be created to simulate actual business transactions based on business requirements. Once development is complete, these test cases serve a valuable framework for future policy development and enhancement. Additionally, the Policy Validator displays test cases in JSON format to help users understand the NextLabs PDP REST API, since PV can also act as a PEP simulator. Here are some key features of Policy Validator I will cover in this video: how to set up target policy control environments on Policy Validator, how to define attributes using PV user interface, execute the entire test cases with just one click, user-friendly test results, and converting test cases into JSON format, which helps to automate policy testing in any environment. Before we start defining our test cases, we must first verify our policy controller settings on Policy Validator. Policy Validator provides 3 profiles for development, quality assurance, and production. For this video, I'll be using the quality assurance configuration on CloudAz. We can choose the active configuration on the top right corner of the policy controller setting page. Verify our policy controller URL and the API user we'll be using. Click on Test. And now we can proceed. Here, we have a policy called Allow Vol Researchers from Boston office to view project compound V. We are using a user subject component called Researcher with properties of department equal to biomedical engineering and company equal to Vault. A resource component of Boston office called Project Compound V with properties of location equal to Boston. And finally, an action component from Boston office of View. Now let's go to our Policy Validator. Click on this gear icon to Settings. Go to Subject Attributes. In our policy, we use 2 attributes for our subject components, Department and Company. And since departments are defined here, let's add Company to the subject attribute list. Click on Add Attribute and then Save. Now let's go to our resource attributes. Our resource component, Compound V, only have 1 attribute of location. This is a single valid attribute, so it can only take in 1 location. With the preparations done, let's add our test case. Click on Home. Click on Add Test Case. Put down the description you like for the test case. The subject category defines the subject that make the request. The subject ID is mandatory, but if the defined policy does not have any conditions on the subject ID, this field can receive any random value. Here I'm going to put Researcher and click on Add Attribute. Select the attributes we need, which will be Company and Department. And here, we'll use the short name of the action component. The resource category defines the resource that make the request. Resource name is mandatory. If the defined policy does not have any condition on the resource name, this field can receive any random value. Resource type is also mandatory and is designed to match the name of the resource type defined in the component type on CloudAz Policy Studio. Click on Add Attribute. The attribute we have on our resource component is location equal to Boston. Application name is mandatory. If the defined policy does not have any condition on application name or application, the application name can receive any random value. Since our policy does not have any condition on application name or application, the application name here can receive any random value. I am going to put as feature demo. Let's go back to the top and put our expected result as allow. The other two options are deny and not applicable. Not applicable is only accepted when you have enabled certain option in the PDP via GVM argument. This response means no policy is matched. Now let's click on save and run. Here we have just made a mock request to our PDP and the result is successful. And if we want to run tests through Postman, simply click on the JSON payload, copy everything over. We should be getting the same results as our policy validator. And if we want to run one or multiple of our test cases, simply go to the folder and click on the test cases I want to test on and click on run. Here we'll have a failed test case status. The expected result of this test case is denied, but the actual result is allowed. This could be the policy not being correctly deployed or test case has some error. With this, we conclude our video on NextLabs CloudAz Policy Validator. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the NextLabs channel and stay tuned for more CloudAz future videos.